Hello, and welcome back to Vintage Story, where today, I think it's about high time move into the Copper Age. Now, moving into the Copper Age is not as simple as just picking up the little bits of copper that I've seen around, which we've got plenty of little deposits that I've spotted. It actually requires a little bit of infrastructure that I've got to make first. But once I've got that in place, copper is a very good upgrade from flint. It's a very good upgrade from obsidian. And it also lets me get metal tools, so I can get all sorts of more specialized tools than your average shovel or axe and such. So it's a very worthwhile upgrade. And to start off, we're going to need a charcoal pit, which, looking right here, I think this is about the right place. So alright, I'm looking at this. Now I don't need to have packed dirt at the bottom of here, but I just like to help distinguish it from all of the average soil around here. So, I'm just gonna make a bit of packed dirt. And okay. Nice little 3x3 spot. Now, if we're considering that this is going to go up, if I want a 3x3, it's 1, 2, 3. If I want one block over the top, it looks something like this. Okay, would this be sufficient? I would need this spot and this spot. Okay, yeah. So 3x3, and I really don't want these all like collapsing in, so I'm gonna have to replace these walls as well, just so I can keep things consistent. Okay, just a little bit there. Fill in all of this. And looks like we've got a half-decent spot right here. Okay. So I've got, see, this is 3x3, can be sealed up with 2 blocks right here. Okay, so I will leave 3 blocks right here for me just to use whenever I need to, and store the rest back at home. And the reason I've constructed this strange structure right here is that in order to melt... Ooh, I just realized there's resin right here. Looks like it regenerated. But in order to melt down copper, I need a fuel that can burn hotter than firewood. And the only fuel I've got access to that could possibly do that is charcoal. But charcoal isn't something you find just lying around. It is something you need to create. So the plan is, you fill this hole here all the way to the brim with firewood. Just stacks of firewood like what I've got right there. And then you light the top on fire with the campfire, cover it all up, and in about a day's time, you'll get just about an equivalent amount of charcoal to the wood that you put in here. And that will burn longer, it'll burn hotter, and it is exactly what I need. So, the first step to getting copper will be a massive amount of deforestation, and I think I know the perfect spot to start deforesting. And while I am out and about, now is also a good time for me to think about picking up all of the plants I've seen around, all the vegetables, all the grains, the flax, which is extremely useful for later. It might actually be a good time for me to finally start collecting some of that, get a little bit of a stockpile going. And right here, actually, right next to my house, there's a very good example of, yes, elephants, I am aware of your existence over there. The Art of Growing mod makes things a little bit more complicated when it comes to getting seeds. Because normally, I could just break all of these and get some nice seeds out of them. But unfortunately, I've got to wait until they're actually, like, matured and withered in order to get seeds from them. And these seeds come in different varieties. So I've got mostly wild ones, but also small ones. So you've actually got to breed larger and larger crops. So yeah, this pine barren here, and okay, just a sleepy boar right there. No trouble with you. This whole area could use some deforestation. I've been attacked by shivers and bowthorns just all over the place here. It's unsightly. I can't see 2 feet ahead of me. Prime candidate to chop all of this down without me caring in the slightest about natural beauty and ecology and all that hippie nonsense. Okay, first full trip of firewood gathering. I've got, ooh, actually some extras I just realized. I've got, where did I put, okay, pine seed. I apparently chopped down a resin tree, unfortunately, but that's just what happens sometimes. Yeah, normally this process is nice and simple. You just put it in your crafting grid over here, and yeah, you put it with a axe, and then that's it. But manual wood chopping likes to complicate things. Okay, that is quite a lot of firewood, but as you'll see, filling up this little pit with all of this drains all that firewood very, very quickly. In fact, chopping down all those trees and chopping all that firewood, and it's netted me 6 out of, like, what's a 3x3 total? That's like, jeez, that's like 9, like 27 or something. So we got 6 out of like 27 if my math is right, which it probably isn't. So yeah, that's a lot of chopping to keep on doing. And okay, at long last, that is full to the brim. And I've got about 3 stacks more of just normal firewood. Heck yeah, or actually 4. And I'm looking at it. Stack all that up under here. Beautiful, that'll be great for the fire pit. Okay, the way you make a charcoal pit is you have the configuration I've made here. And now you add a fire pit right on top of it. You light that on fire. Okay, it's lit. And now you cover it up, and you know it's working right if you've got a bit of smoke rising up from the ground. And in about a day's time, we will have a decent amount of charcoal to work with. Oh, the pelts are done. Oh, the pelts are done. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. And I'm not just saying that because these are huge pelts. Okay, right. Boom. Hunter backpack, storage slots 4, as opposed to storage slots 3. Oh yeah, that's huge. So 1, 2, 3. And do I have enough for this? I do not have enough cattails for this right now. Okay, right. Going to need to collect a few more of those. Whoa, is that an elephant right there? Oh no, that's a moose. That is a whole moose, and that is a little bit too close for comfort. That thing could... Ooh. Yeah, look how fast that thing is. Okay, that's too close for comfort. Being in this forest, it could ambush me. Okay, you know what? I need to deal with that before I bother trying to get anything else. Ooh, actually... let's see, I've got all these pelts on me. I've got firewood, and I'm still carrying this basket here, which, ooh, has resin. I actually need that. Okay, I believe I need 3 resin, a whole bunch of firewood, and now, wood lamellar armor. Oh yeah, now we are talking. Let's just put this on real quick, and you know what? Get rid of this improvised wooden armor. Just toss that. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to toss it completely. I want to compare the stats in a moment. But alright. Put that on. Get that on and that. And now we are looking good. So, honestly, not liking how... let's see, where can I put... this aristocrat mantle? I'm not really liking how it's looking, so I'm just going to throw that in here. Oh yeah, now we are cooking. Okay, and just comparing stats. So this thing is like 55% protection tier 0, it's only got 75 durability. Compare that just to the body Lamlar, durability of 200, so over double. Protection percentage 65, as opposed to 55. Now the tier is still 0. Now, it does have some debuffs that comes with it to my healing effectiveness, hunger rate, all that stuff. I actually walk a bit slower with it. But this armor will serve me pretty well, and I can repair it with firewood. This armor, I'm surprised the improvised armor did not break, but when improvised armor breaks, it's just broken. There's nothing you can do with it. Okay, that's gotta be enough. Boom. 4 hunter backpacks. Oh, yes. Okay. So let's just throw some stuff on the floor real quick, just to get some space freed up. Let's see, you're empty now. So... oh, yeah. Now I'll move everything I can into there. Don't want to drop these and their stuff in them, because then that just causes complications. Now that's empty. And you've got nothing in you, so boom. You've got 2 things in you, move that up there. Oh yeah, inventory space looking better and better. And some good news with these hand baskets, they're not useless now that they are obsolete. I can actually convert them back into cattails, just get a little bit of my cattails back. Nothing too big, but better than nothing. Okay, where's that moose? I could hear him. Okay, he's right there. You know what? I'm gonna make more obsidian spears. I can actually be very liberal with my use of obsidian, considering I will be moving on to copper soon. So I might as well get my money's worth with all of these. Okay, hit him with every spear... shivers. Okay, hit him with every spear I've got. And I should survive this? Oh. Jeez, he is a flighty thing. Oh no! Nope! 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 Jeez. Yeah. You can see why I wanted to take that thing down right now and not deal with him. Yeah, moose are particularly aggressive, and they will hit you like a freight train. So I did not want any chance that I'm gonna be minding my own business over there and just get blindsided by one. Okay, while I am waiting for the charcoal pit, yeah, a dedicated trip just to get a bunch of different grains, vegetables, all that good stuff. Wouldn't be a bad idea, and while I'm at it, actually... I could pick up all the copper bits... Oh, hello, portal. What's it looking like? Rift activity medium. While I am at that, where... Ah, over here, rammed earth. Okay. I'm gonna make a bit of rammed earth because I'm gonna collect all of the copper bits I can find on the surface. But the issue is, whenever I collect a bit of copper on the surface, I now have no visual indicator of where that copper is the next time I'm around. So I believe there's one right here. Marked it somewhere here. Okay, there's copper bits here. So, pick all that up. no indication on the surface where it is. So we're just gonna make a rammed earth pillar. Stands out pretty well, tells me exactly where underground the copper supposedly is. And I can just go around doing that with every copper, well, surface copper deposit I have found. Let's see, we got some rye here. Pick that up and, oh right, oh, no, demon, get away from me. Cease. Go away. There we go. Oh, right, I forgot with the auto-growing mod. Grains are even more difficult than usual because I've got to actually dry these in a container. Actually, I can lay them on the ground, doesn't have to be in a container. I've got to dry them out, then sort through them with a stick in order to get... Jeez, you portals are really trying to get on my nerves today, aren't ya? Sort through them with a stick in order to get seeds from them. Okay, a little bit of spelt right here. Put that next to the rye. And it looks like right here, yep, wild flax. And flax is so hugely useful because flax is used for, well, flax twine, linen, which could be used for sails, just all sorts of things. And I won't say no to some mushrooms along the way. I get enough for a good stew or two while I'm out here. Oh, carrots. Don't mind if I do. A few of you. Looks like one small seed out of the bunch. And, oh, turnips. Okay, we got a few of you as well, so... anything else immediately nearby? Not really looking like it. Okay, yeah, the harvest of these materials. A bit of rice, spelt, carrots, turnips, and I think I had onions over here. I think that's what I had. And picking up all of the native copper bits immediately around me, I only got to 26. I believe I need 40 to get started. I'm a little over halfway there, but unfortunately not enough copper. But we'll lay those down, much like the dried grass. And now just wait a day or so for each of them to dry, and I can start getting seeds and such from them. And, oh, would you look at that? Looks like moose is ready. Should be a lot of meat on this thing. Oh yeah, that is a ton. And oh, look, one of my torches burnt out there. Well, looking at the map, there's copper deposit way out here, way over here, way down here. I could probably get up to the 40 copper that I need if I went all the way out to these ones. But let's be honest, that's probably more hassle than it's worth. So I'm gonna need to get some copper. It's in another way. And luckily there is another method available to me. Introducing the wooden pan, which just takes a knife and a log. And I think I actually have some logs. Yeah, I forgot about these logs when I was getting firewood. And it's a good thing too, because I can just make a pan. If I stand in water and hold right click on a bit of sand or gravel, I will start panning it. And it keeps trying to draw me in with the current, but okay. Keep panning that. Oh wait, I have to... Right, I've got to start again. I forgot about that part of the process. But I can get random little items, so I got just a stone from that. Not always a stone. They can be a lot of little things. It can also be nothing, because the game hates you, and it wants you to suffer. Yeah, this is a bit of a tedious process, but... Oh, you see right there? Got one little bit of copper. And now I just need, like, what, 13 more, I believe? Yeah, 13 more bits of copper. And I'll be good to go. Panning is basically the game giving you a way out if you've just gotten unlucky with copper spawns. You can't find any copper bits, or you just haven't gotten enough. It allows you just to say, well, screw it, I'm not... Ooh, bit of thunder. Allows you to say, screw it, I am going to stay right where I am and just pan some sand, pan some gravel, and I will get just enough copper bits to actually get started. Oh no, not you. Go away. Go away. I hate you with every fiber of my being right now. Go away. I can't fit through here, can ya? There you go. Get what you deserve. And Mr. Drifter, stay out. Thank you very much. Okay, that portal's in a little bit of an inconvenient spot for what I was trying to do, but I don't think I'm too close to it right here. And I don't think it'll spawn anything now while it's daylight out. So we're just gonna chill next to it. Yes! Finally! Okay, right, after a very long time of panning, I have got 40 copper bits. And that is all I need to get started. And would you look at all the junk it gave me as well. Some arrowheads, some spearheads, including copper stuff as well. A scallop, seashell. Okay, quartz chunk. In all honesty, I don't need, like, any of this, so I'm just gonna chuck this in the water, chuck that. The arrowheads can also go. Don't need them. You know what, these two, you can stay. I can place you on the ground, and you don't look half bad. The copper spearhead, you know what, I will bother making you into an actual spear. And see the difference. Let's see, attack power 2.8, durability 140. Yeah, it's a 0.5 HP difference, and durability difference is astronomical. It'll last so much longer than any obsidian spear. Actually, does it have a range advantage? It's like, it looks longer. That's the exact same range, but like, look at that. That looks so much longer whenever it's just up against the wall right there. Oh no. I just realized I didn't make a crucible. I didn't make a... Ah, dang it. I forgot to make a crucible. I need that to actually do anything with molten copper. Well, not to do anything with it. I literally need it in order to, let's position my shadow right here. I need a crucible in order to get copper to its melting point. Ah, crap. I mean, a crucible in and of itself is super easy to make. It's actually very small, very simple design like this. We're just gonna get rid of that. Pop that right there. Yeah, boom, done. But now I've gotta wait for that to fire. I was not thinking, dang it. Okay, you know what? You know what, we can get this to go along even faster than usual. Even faster than with Pete. Because I think I saw... let's see if I can put all my clay up real quick. I think I saw, yes, the charcoal pit is done, and ooh, of course the shovel is on the verge of breaking, but the head durability is actually perfectly fine, so I'll just make a new tool handle. Okay, right. Here we go. Oh yeah. We've got a whole lot of charcoal in here. And it's time to get digging, though actually. Okay, that's 4 bits of charcoal. Now, normally I wouldn't use charcoal. It's far too... Oh wait, I need sticks in here. Boom, boom. Normally, charcoal is far too valuable to be using on a pit kiln, but considering all the time I've wasted now by not making a crucible and getting it fired up in this time, I don't mind using just a little bit extra for that. Now what I've got to do is, oh boy, yeah, these got physics as well. They will fall over on you if you are not careful. But with all of this charcoal here, you gotta dig it up, and then I can actually place it back down on the ground over here. That's how I like to store it. Just because it's simple, doesn't take up inventory space in a chest or a pot or anything. I can just place it on the ground in the charcoal pit itself, and naturally, whenever I need to make more charcoal, it'll be at roughly the point where I've depleted the supply in here, so it doesn't actually cause any storage issues with the fact that I'm storing it in the place where I'm making it. All very intuitive and efficient to do it like this. Alright, that's the last of you. Now I've got 2 64 stacks plus 19. And it's pretty simple to do ground storage here because it'll actually naturally physics itself around a little bit. So I can just stack it all in the back here and it'll fill up the space little by little. And there you go. Now I've got a nice charcoal supply in this pit right here. And I've got to wait for this thing to complete, and then I can get on to the next stage and finally get copper. Yeah, good start to any day. We got a little bit of rain going on. Rift activity, okay, it's back to calm. It was high last night, though. Alright, awesome. We've got a crucible. We're gonna stick that on the fire pit. We're gonna pick up... Let's see. Ooh. Oh wait, no, that fire pit is covered up. Okay, we are good in that department. Each one of these is 5 units of copper, and every 20 pieces of these is 100 units, which is the equivalent of 1 ingot, which is what you need for just about everything. You know what, we're gonna up that to 4. I believe that should be more than enough. So put that down here, and I'm now realizing the fact that we've got rain right now is actually not good, because I need dry spaces to do stuff. Because I do not want these molds to get rained on. If molds get rained on while they have stuff in them, that is very bad for you. That results in the mold breaking. So, let's see. Might actually need to... Ooh, we got some aged firewood. Okay. Now, some of this has been left out long enough. No, it's aged. Birds, I think, a little bit hotter, a little bit longer. It doesn't change the thresholds of anything, really, but it's nice for a long-burning, more fuel-efficient fire. But, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put the hammer mold, can go there. Pickaxe mold, you can go there. And now... Oh, I need tongs. I need... Because that is a hot crucible full of molten metal. I can't exactly handle that with my hands. Okay... Sticks and some rope. Okay. Put that like this. And you know what? Can I... With sticks? Yes, I can. I can make a tool rack. A tool rack I can just place items on willy-nilly without them being on the floor. Now the floor is still a very good bit of storage space to have. This will be a nice spot for the tongs. Okay, right, I need to hold these in my offhand. I'll show you what happens. If you try to hold molten copper in your hands, it doesn't go so well. You burn yourself. But if I have this in my offhand, now I can hold it. And this has 200 units of copper, and these molds take 100 units of metal. You pour that right in there. So I've got the pickaxe head and the hammer head right there. Beautiful. And don't need this on the fire pit. I'll just leave this right here. Now I've just got to wait for these to cool off. But while those cool off, actually, despite the rain, these dried off overnight. So now, actually, let's get this torch back where it belongs. Now, I've got these to go through, And... oh wait, no, they need to be on the ground. I got mixed up. Okay. So these on the ground, I take a stick. And whack it a little bit. And I will get grains out of it. And even a little bit of straw. So normally with flax in the base game, you just harvest the flax, you get the flax, not twine, it's the flax fibers, I believe. Art of Growing does not work like that. I now have to deal with linen straw, which needs to be left in water and left to soak. Then I've got to dry it out again. Then I've got to sort through it again with a stick. And then, finally, and only then, I will have... actually, I believe I need like a comb or something, not just a stick. But then I will finally have a flax fiber. Ooh, ouch. Okay, right, that is about ready. Let's see, let's put this down. Now, if it was cool enough, I could just take it right out of there, but okay. Now, I've got this a little bit too hot still to hold, but that is fine. I can just cool it down in the water. Now, the ability for me to do that just by holding it in the tongs, that is a mod, but in the base game you can just chuck it in the water as so. And that will cool it off sufficiently. And now with these heads, I can make a proper copper pickaxe and hammer. Hammer I'm gonna leave right there. But the pickaxe, oh boy, now is the time to get stuff done. Sharpen it up a little bit. Beautiful. Now is the time for an ore run. So looking right next door to me, just hopping over here. Okay, there is a copper deposit close to the surface, directly underneath this point. So the method I am going to use to get to it is just to dig straight down. Now I could just dig down like a single block, but I like to do a 3x3, gives me a little bit more space to work with, and a little bit more material to build my way back up with. And okay, not directly here. Ideally, it won't be... I think the max depth that the deposit can be is 10 blocks from the surface. Ideally, it won't be that deep, but also it'll be deep enough where I can avoid having all of this cave in on me with every single block of copper ore that I mine. And what do you know? There it is, right there. Okay, and you'll see directly underneath the point where those copper bits were. And that's why it's so important for me to put those little pillars up on the exact point that a bit was. Because if I just left it, if I picked up the copper bit here and left it up to the map, I could be completely off of where this actually is. Now let's get to it. This is some medium quality copper. Okay, not bad. Not great, not terrible. And this is probably a good point to talk about instability with rocks. Any block that has air beneath it, an air block beneath it, has instability. And if you mine those blocks, there is a chance that you cause a cave-in. Cave-ins are absolutely terrifying. They will haunt your nightmares. They will kill you. They will kill you dead. And you want to avoid them at all costs. Now, if you want to avoid them, now you could be using support beams to try to help keep things up, keep stability down. But a method that works very well, and you're seeing it in action right now, is to always mine blocks that have 0 instability. And you can always ensure that a block has 0 instability by mining one that has a block underneath it. And this works every single time. This is how I mine. This is the method if you don't want to have a cave-in bury you alive. Alright, that looks like it's the whole deposit. Gonna dig just a little bit more, just to be sure I'm not missing anything, that there's not any straggler pieces. Okay, right. I don't need all these stones, I have no intention of using them. So now, let's just get all the way up to the top. Which is a little bit of a process, but I'll make it. There we go. Oh no. Okay, I was just trying to fill up the hole with all the extra dirt and decided to collapse a little bit, but that's fine. We are good. And now I've got these medium chunks of native copper, and you'll notice that these aren't copper bits, because I can't actually smelt these. To smelt these, I need to crush them with a hammer. Now normally this is done in the crafting grid, but one of the many mods I have, I've got to crush these things manually. And just a little bit of hammering later. There we go. Here's all the copper bits. Oh yeah. Already, that is like 5 ingots worth. Oh boy, okay, this is gonna be an issue. Looks like I finally found one that is right at the level of soil. Which means every single one of these copper bits that I get, it's poor quality too, just to add insult to injury. Alright, with every one of these I destroy, I'm gonna have to deal with an entire cave-in. That is just great. Unless it's a super small deposit. Nope, if only I were so lucky. Okay, right. We're gonna dig one deeper in an effort to catch a little bit of the soil. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh! Yeah, it's gonna try to bury me alive with every single one of these blocks that I break. Ah! Back! Vile beast! Where are you? Where are you? You're dying. You are dying tonight. There you go, that's what you get. Hate those things. You know, a part of me is saying just go to bed, and it'll be daytime, it'll be fine, and I'll just be minding my own business while I... Where's the gate? There it is. While I get everything. But no, I'm being too stubborn for that. Now it's personal. Die! Freaking you! Get! I cannot hit this thing. Die! 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 Jeez. Never a dull moment. Oh yeah, look at all of those copper orbits. Just from the couple of deposits right next to my house, and in fact, I haven't even gotten that one yet. We have got, multiple full stacks going. Actually, it should be... Oh yeah, that is a ton. Now that I have a nice supply of copper to work with, I think I can say I am firmly in the Copper Age. I've got my wood lamlar armor, I've got the copper pickaxe, copper hammer, but it goes beyond that, because you see, with clay molding, I can do a lot more than pickaxes and hammers. I can do a normal axe, I can do, let's see, let's look around here, I can do a shovel, I can do a... It's around here. Prospecting pick. which is going to be very crucial for getting to the next stage. And there's all these other things that I can make out of copper with these molds, including an anvil. So, oh yeah, in short order, I am going to be replacing all of my tools with copper variants, then moving on to a copper anvil. And the anvil allows me to make things that I can't make with molds, like knives and saws and spears. Now, I've already got the one spear. Got this thing from panning. Well, I got the head for it from panning. It's a very good, very worthwhile upgrade. And along with going into the Copper Age, I've also collected a choice selection of seeds. And once I've got an anvil, I can make a hoe, I can make a scythe, I can start farming, maybe even... maybe right here. Like, honestly, this wouldn't be a half-bad spot, though. There's the consideration of rabbits trying to get into my crops, all that. But that's a concern for another day. Right now, I've advanced quite a bit, and I have quite a bit to go next time. Well, alright, I think I'm gonna call it here for this part. Now I've gotten into the Copper Age proper. We've got a copper pickaxe, copper hammer. Gonna have to work on molds for a bunch of other copper tools, including getting an anvil so I can make even more complex tools. But this right here is where the game starts to open up. Now I'm metalworking. I can get into using the anvil, getting a saw, and the saw allows me to get boards, and that's the point where you get just proper doors, barrels for leather working. It all opens up from there. And it's a bit of a pain to get into. You might notice I am in, I mean, will it be now, like part 5? And I've just gotten my first pickaxe, gotten the first bit of ore. Yeah, progression is a bit slow in this game, especially at the start. But now I've got copper, it's gonna speed up quite a bit. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.